Happening now across the globe. We're here on this couch enjoying some of the best Dota we've seen, having a good time. Myself, KotLGuy with GoDz, and we're getting
Yep.
ready to dive into game number 2 of the winter bracket semifinal matchup. It's Vici Gaming going against EHOME, an all-Chinese affair. And I gotta say, they've been producing some of the best Dota in this tournament so far. I don't want to speak too
It's
soon, but it's looking nice.
it's also as a whole, MDL has been the best Dota played on the new patch. I think without by a big margin, we're seeing a lot better Dota played than what we saw at Star Ladder. I think maybe the pool there's a bit more depth with having the best Western and the best Chinese teams. Only Alliance is really missing right now, but like WCA level of play was pretty low. I mean the patch was a day old, but
Yeah.
so we've seen some teams just look kind of lost until right now at MDL. So it's been fantastic from all the teams. I think Secret may be the exception where individually they've looked great. As a team, they've looked pretty sloppy. So they're out there. We don't have to talk about Secret anymore. We
Let's
got
go ahead and hop into the draft now for game number
done
2, and we can see what's in store for us in the draft,
in
unless
the
they
draft.
actually didn't load. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so again, it looks like the Faceless Void is going to sneak his way through, but can you really blame him? There seems to be a lot new high priorities here, especially when you're on the side of Vici Gaming, because you got to get rid of that Bat Rider and that Earth Spirit, both big tools for both of these teams.
Night Stalker, another one, which
yeah,
is that's been really popular for the Chinese teams.
and
So
the ban on the Venge, so we get this Faceless Void, and this is what I was talking about last time. So look for that ban onto Zeus in the second phase, okay?
they
Ban on Zeus in
could
the
second
phase.
pick it if they really want to make sure they get it. But I mean, Zeus into Spirit Breaker, never that fun for a Zeus player. But
That's true.
if you feel like it's the hero that's going to work, you may just pick it and then look to protect him by having a support who can sit behind him, a Rubik or someone to cancel the charge, or like a Dazzle to grave him, keep him alive.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker does allude to potentially another Ice Darkseer possibly, but after that last game, it's like I want to see VG Gaming just totally take it in a different direction here. That last time was very greedy, slow to roll and build up. This time I want the opposite. I want to see what we saw from eHome in the last game. Very fight intensive and ready to just kind of respond on a whim and be able to have all the tools necessary to take a fight at 10 minutes.
And I think
At least.
EHOME are likely going to learn from Vici's loss and not pick Death Prophet second. If anything, they're more likely to pick like a Witch Doctor, something kind of more stable. I think picking up two of your cores in the first two picks and having two heroes both very ulti dependent, and you've got long cooldowns to fight around. You've also got to hit your level sixes. It's not strong. It's Witch Doctor.
Witch
I
Doctor
feel smart
Faceless
for now,
Void. Yeah.
but it won't last long.
Peanut butter and jelly, so can't really blame them for it.
Purple and purple,
Yeah.
as well. Like
I mean,
gotta stick to the color theme.
it's just like the next best pairing you can get with what's kind of available out there. But what is the
Yep.
response? This is where I casually make the call out as a scrub caster, where I allude to picks that we just don't see anymore that casually used to be great counters in these situations, like the Silencer, let's say, for Vici Gaming, very good against Faceless Void, stops the ward, stops anything that comes to follow the Chronosphere, but I wouldn't mind them being a bit more experimental because we've been seeing Faceless Void so successful. Eventually, you're going to have to do something to
Yep.
change things up. Lion going to be banned out here from eHome. It's been a
Ooh,
favored
interesting.
pick.
Have we seen a lot of I haven't seen that many of Vici's games.
Vici has played a
Lot of
couple of
Lion?
Lion
Okay.
games when I was checking the Dota buff before this series.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's more of a targeted ban, obviously.
Yeah, because I mean, Spirit, like I don't feel like they could fit in the Silencer because they don't need like a lot of stuns from their other support, which with Spirit Break already picked up. But I was a bit caught out by the Lion ban. It does have a zoning support who has control to prevent the time walk away, which is always nice.
Oh, they rid of the other big mid laner. I like to call it what used to be the mid lane holy trinity back at TI3 was like OD, Viper, and Razor. It was like a solid rotation between those three for quite a while, and we don't see much Razor I don't even know if I've seen any Razor in this tournament specifically. So when they don't go for Razor, you still
very,
have
very
options
few.
like It's like Razor's been bumped down on the totem pole, and heroes like Invoker and Death Prophet have been moved up. So I more likely would see one of those two come out from eHome here than the Razor. So
And EHOME like to just play fighting heroes. They want to be very aggressive in the mid game. Any greedy picks will be going CTY's way, but if they're picking CTY and greedy, it's so the other four heroes will have a composition that can fight really well.
yeah, also expect probably CTY to get the Morphling maybe in
Oh,
this
yeah.
game or
This
Terrorblade.
this is definitely a. I mean, at this stage, we're kind of seeing that Morphling. There's no like Morphling games or not Morphling. It's always a Morphling game.
Yeah.
It always fits as that third or fourth pick for your carry role for the most part.
Yeah, he's been doing really well with
But
the heroes. So We'll see. But as I also said, though, that's Zeus pick. But, I don't know if it will fit the lineup with the pressure of a Spirit Breaker there, like you were alluding to. But we'll see if that theory does stay true or not. There's a lot of great things here. So this ban from Vici is, it's got to work. Because, I don't know.
So many like heroes you could like justify a ban on. The Death Prophet, the Zeus, and there's supporting cast heroes you could ban out. The AA of LAN, I'm a big popular hero of his.
Mm-hmm.
The Tusk is another one they played last game. It wasn't Kaka's like an amazing performance from Kaka, but it got the job done. The Morphling, another ban you could just find an Invoker. It's really hard. It's great that the patch is at a point where like you get to this third or fourth ban and you're like, which of these 20 heroes do we ban out? Because they could go for any of them and it'd be great.
There's the Phoenix. We were, Morley, you was tickled about in our Game 1 draft, and Vici, one of the only teams that continue to pull it out here for Daryl. I'm excited to see it firsthand.
Yeah,
it's been boasted quite a bit. So
I love this hero. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's one of my favorite heroes to watch, to play, to cast. It's great.
Now for EHOME, and Invoker's gone, Precious Viper for Old Chicken's gone, and you were saying that maybe they don't go over to Death Prophet, learning from what they saw from Vici Gaming.
Yeah.
So what does that leave then? Aside from the Razor, maybe like Alina?
They want heroes that can deal with the egg, is at least one hero and like a support or something that can reliably hit the egg. Either BKB cores, heroes that have ways to get rid of the fire spirits, like a life sealer type hero. They need something which can either kill and engage on the egg or run the hell away from it.
Somebody has plugged in some new hardware.
What are we plugging in here, guys?
There we go. Hacks are uploaded.
Oh, we have sound now.
Death Prophet. They will cave and go back.
That's
for
not the hero
Death
to deal with
Prophet.
the egg, but it's a hero that gives you a great team fight, and I got to imagine whatever the safe lane hero is for CTY, the other support probably going to be some like ranged hero that can at least poke at the egg, even if they don't have a great answer to it.
But I hope they don't fall into that same thing that we saw Vici Gaming Game 1, where you have a lot of heroes who do require a lot of build-up, because it still looks like it could be a Morphling game for CTY, another hero that needs to be greedy, take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Got to get that Linken's first, which is just that defensive tool. Then you move forward and start to build up more offensively. And
I don't think they can pick Morphling anymore with this. You pick Death Prophet, you want the fighting carry. You pick a fighting mid like a Viper, then you go for the greedy carry.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to.
That's my assumption from based on what we've been
That's a pretty
seeing.
good philosophy, at least.
It's like one of your good. Like they're fighting carries that do scale well. Gyrocopter's good, I think, still. As far as killing the egg, it's not bad. You can go BKB, you can go Manta as well. Like you Manta off and then hit the egg.
Ooh. Shadow Shaman. The Rasta Pasta man coming out here. Fourth pick for Vici Gaming. When you can't get a lion, you get the next best thing. Another man who has 2 hexes and a wealth of disables to work with here. And, well, a convenient set of wards. So now it's like eggs down, wards down. How are we going to deal with all this? Lots of multiple things to take care of here. Could turn a bit hectic here for EHOME. Very interesting. So Vici Gaming have a lineup where they're going to be causing a lot of fires, and EHOME, it's a struggle to put them all out and keep their ducks in a row.
Yeah, it seems for Vici, like based on the Lion ban that EHOME did, that they prioritize having support that has a ton of lockdown to deal with the Faceless Void in the off lane, prevent the time walks away. Just make sure you can control him. And EHOME go Jug, Blade Fury, hit the egg. It's very handy. You can always get other Fire Spirits. CTY last game went for a very greedy build. He had a lot of stats. He had 1-3-1 at like level 9 or something, where he had 3 in Healing Ward, a bunch in stats, 1 in Blade Fury, 1 in crit. I would expect more into a max Blade Fury build, because he's going to have to. We talked about a fighting carry. This is it. So I don't think he'll go for the same build.
It's just you could tell they favor having the profile of a fighting carry over the natural synergy they probably wanted to have on their team, because you're seeing the anti-synergy a bit. Jug and Chronosphere obviously doesn't work out too great until later, and he has the attack speed and damage to work with it. He's not the best at being able to bring down Shadow Shaman wards without taking a lot of damage himself. I guess you have the healing ward to help you a bit, but
Manta Illusion's always nice. I imagine it's a Manta game, just so you don't want to go BKB on Jug, and you can Manta Fire Spirits and kill the Serpent wards really fast with Manta Illusions, but that's like down the road.
So now we see final bans coming out. The Crafty Pugna being taken away here from Vici Gaming, and EHOME will ban out the Morphling. So
yeah, And Vici can go a bit greedy with their carry because OD, the way it's being played with this drums fighting build, does allow for kind of harder carries to be played in the safe lane.
Something to be able to work around the Faceless Void, whether it's a quick blink
They-
out a la like AM Greedy Farmer or...
I think they want some
Wraith?
initiation / burst damage because Death Prophet Exorcism, you want to be able to jump Death Prophet and kill her, which your lineup doesn't allow you to do great so far. Wraith
Okay.
King gives you that to some extent.
You also will need the utility he can bring. Let's say like later on, could be an AC candidate, and you will need the extra armor for your team when battling against something like a Death Prophet and a heavy fighter like Jug. And someone who's not going to be afraid to go man mode here. Plus, yeah, you blow a chrono on Wraith King to kill him. Well, he comes back, you don't have a chrono anymore.
10
So
seconds remaining.
I like it. His Royal Majesty.
What
The
is their
Emperor.
last pick?
Remaining.
Last pick now for EHOME. Their secondary support grab.
Resolve
Earthshaker,
time.
maybe to help kite
Sure.
around the Wraith King a
Shaker
bit.
sounds
10 seconds
pretty good.
remaining.
Can't help with the egg a whole lot. Oh,
Chen.
back for the Chen. Last time
heals.
Lanham played the Chen, man, he was a very active Chen. It wasn't like
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
that game
greedy
was-
jungle farming life, get the mech. He was like, I'm coming to the mid lane, I'm not leaving. Coming to this lane, I'm not going anywhere. And my creeps are going to be a real big problem, so.
Yeah.
I think EHOME are just going to, again, be a very active early game to mid game. Hope that the Jug is going to be in fighting shape by that point, and they'll look to nerf down Vici Gaming before they could stride later on. So we'll see. This will be a fun one. Who do you think the pressure is on more to kind of achieve success in the early game? Is it pressure for someone like Vici to kind of withstand that Chen,
Yeah,
or
it's-
for
it's-
EHOME to meet that quota?
I don't think EHOME have to play aggressive with their Chen, but if they do Vici game, we have to be ready for it
10
and
seconds
can't give up.
remaining.
If they have a bad early game, EHOME get their level 6s, their Exorcism, their
5
Chronosphere
seconds
online,
remaining.
they'll start getting free kills, free towers, and snowball out of control. So I think the early game is more important for Vici Gaming to at least hold even. They can't afford to really lose it.
All right, folks, here we go. As we splash through the laggy waters of the perfect world, we're hopping into game number 2 of the winner bracket semifinal matchup. Vici Gaming going against EHOME. Winner will secure their spot in the final round, and the loser will have to battle their way out from the lower bracket. So here we go. Already up one game. It's EHOME here. We're going to be supporting the Dire side. Already out on move. FY dishes out the early ward here, and you remember last game, it was EHOME who sprung the trap from the Roche pit with a big snowball play, so maybe Vici Gaming could be a bit on edge here. Don't know what this EHOME crafty squad of goons are going to be up to.
And again, we see teams kind of sticking to the sides they prefer. Vici Gaming, Radiant 2 games in a row, and it's not just like a region thing where, like, let's say the Chinese teams prefer the Dire side, the Western teams are picking Radiant. It's different from every team to team, because here it's Vici like Radiant, EHOME like Dire. And same kind of thing with some of the earliest series, like the EG Complexity, for example, and the Secret series.
Very interesting that they're dancing around that top lane. Phoenix didn't have a ward and doesn't look like he planted a ward, so I guess they're just trading casual hits, getting what intel they can. Phoenix could be going for the Icarus dive rune. Swap, you know, swipe right here.
Phoenix.
Up to the top rune. I would love to see if he's going to swipe it. Woo!
went
Swing and a
for it.
miss, though. Not going to be able to get it.
Darryl. Sure he's done that one countless times in his pub games. Wouldn't expect him to mistime it. but-
Maybe a bit rusty after spectating so many of the games and not being able to get his hands warm.
Yeah.
But
And
nonetheless-
only had a 20-minute game to warm up on, so he's
Yeah.
like, man, I wish that game was longer. But hello.
We're gonna go ahead and tweak some of the gears and
No problem.
some of the little switches under the hood right now. We can't ruin the facade, so here we come back into the game.
Yep.
And maybe we can get those last hits up as well, so we can see who's gonna get up in the head. There we go. Oh, Death Prophet way up in front
Ooh.
with a 1-1
Yeah,
CS.
game's over.
Oh, how are they going to recover? They're going to recover by taking a fight, it looks like. The Witch Doctor, so petrified by the approach of Fenrir, is frozen solid and just staggered in place. Can't seem to move anywhere. And, well, as the coconut flies out, he is going to end up falling down. It's Ice 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 who will claim first blood, taking down Kaka.
Well, Void's time dilation extending to the servers, it seems.
Yeah.
But
Oh, goodness. Yeah,
Already
they're gonna have to do
so.
a bit of a reconnect, it looks like. And it's a shame because already he's seeing... he's
He's
able
got a
to
salve
barely
too.
live.
And he
Yeah.
didn't get the salve cancel. Or
Salve was-
doesn't- yeah,
oh.
it's going.
Oh, I can't
A
tell.
late animation. They're like
So.
unsure. Like, do we go to the camera? Is he still dying?
It's a shame because, yeah, these teams are going to be very proactive at the start typically. But
I mean, we saw that last game where it was like fighting for. There weren't even kills. It was just constant, like small little clashes. Spirit Breaker gets a charge, gets them down to half HP, backs off, and it was very, very aggressive from both sides.
And we are back. And would you know it, Lanham, not near the jungle. He is still flirting around the lanes.
Yeah,
they're looking to take it to Burning here. Lanham looks like he'll approach elsewhere.
And Burning is completely alone in this safe lane right now. So that's definitely a lane where Chen, just with the Satyrs, can cause a lot of problems.
Moves up top towards that 2-minute rune, and the trap was set from Vici Gaming. And they're going to make a move for Old Chicken here. Trying to run, use the Soul Siphon to stay alive. It's working good for now, but nice auto attack turn and walk away comes out from Super. Vici Gaming will claim that life.
Styling.
Good setup. They anticipated them move towards the 2-minute rune, and they're in a good position.
It still feels like both bottom and top lane can be won by EHOME.
Yeah.
And the mid lane, they were kind of even until that kill happens. And that's the thing. Vici Gaming are not going to win the lanes themselves, so they're roaming. They're looking to find kills using Shaman, Spirit Breaker, and that's how they're going to negate the lane advantage that EHOME have. Jug's going to crash his lane, get free farm. Bottom, Burning.
Tries to salve up, it gets canceled, steps back,
shockwave.
eats the tree, but they need one more hit. Oh, that shockwave ball is just too damn big.
Yeah.
His Majesty will be forced to take a knee, and look at this. Lanham going in for more.
Well, the
Casual
Prince
slow.
is going to follow the same
Smack
path as
of
the
boom.
Emperor.
Bomb!
Okay.
Backing him with the Nerf bat right now, this Satyr. Out
6
for blood.
shockwaves already used. And that was, he's been bottom the entire time. You got to imagine all of those going Burning's direction.
Lanham is such an aggressive jet. Bloodthirsty. Just not looking to let up here, not looking to make this easy at all for Burning. Top lane, Fenrir moves on in, but CTY is going to be forced to pull out the Blade Fury and casually avoid any sort of additional trouble. But FY, man, who's trying to be the babysitter here for His Royal Majesty, is running into trouble. Now, Super will be going down, but we'll keep action here at the bottom lane as we want to see the fate here of FY. Lanham going in deep. He's got the wolf out. It's not a Bloodhound, but it is going to be able to sniff out its target, and they will get the kill. The Prince falls, and EHOME muscle ahead 5-2, but they will be losing top lane. Is CTY going to get dropped now? And look at this. Ice, sees a Fairy Fire, steps back and out, and KotLGuy's not going to be able to get revenge for his fallen carry.
Oh my, this early game.
I love it. What happened? Total 180, Chinese Dota, action-packed.
Yeah, you know who's playing the Snooze Fest Chinese Dota? It's Team Secret. They had all these 50-minute games with a lot of farming going on, a lot of split push, and low clash, but
people still kind of figuring out what works best with 6.86 here, and it looks like for EHOME and Vici Gaming, it's more of a high octane kind of a play. Well, this is where they ended up so far. We'll see how things progress with this series and with the rest of the tournament, and who really will be walking out with their head held high.
it really is this case where both teams are just trying to figure out and exploit the weak points on the enemy lanes always. Like Burning, he gets left on bottom, EHOME immediately try and capitalize on it. They've got the Chen down there, they're going for kills, they're going for dives. Even when Shaman comes back, EHOME already have an advantage in this lane, so they keep looking to exploit this weak safe lane. Similar story for EHOME up top. They're going to send the Chen bottom, it means they don't have that protection for the Jug. Let's keep trying to exploit this Juggernaut lane. So
Kaka rolling through this alley here, but it looks like he might get mugged. And the beam, scorching him on the rear end. He's going to hustle away, but look at mid lane. Super going to be forced to pull out a lot of... no defense is going to be there for him. He gets taken down as the Exorcism is going to be committed from the Death Prophet. Here comes Fenrir looking to get revenge. Bops right in for Old Chicken. And now in the back of the Exorcism, we'll be able to stop and heal up. That Soul Siphon just sucks away all the life from Fenrir. I call him Fenrir. It is Fenrir. Sorry. But,
you're good.
Man, oh man. EHOME now. 7-3. When Vici are able to scrap together one kill, EHOME take 2 or 3.
Oh, 11 looking for a bash. He could time walk on this, but...
That is a Void off lane, muscling back the core Wraith King from the lane right now. The foundation that has been laid by EHOME in the early game again. Proving to be so fruitful.
EHOME off to a fantastic start here in Game 2 after a 1-0 lead. And for Vici, they're playing super aggressive with this Spirit Breaker and causing a lot of chaos and pressure, but they're just not securing enough farm in their lanes.
Boom. That's a nice thing for him, but it will unfortunately
really.
cost Burning. Yeah,
Great
it was.
trade end of the day.
That was nice. This is not. They lose.
Oh! Woo!
I was about to say they lose 2, but FY proves me wrong. Man.
There's some style and cosmetics there.
Whew. All right, so obviously pressure is on for Vici.
Yep.
One of their saving graces, though, hey, I mean, it seems that Ice is getting some respectable farm. He was nursing a bit of gold before. Is it straight to Midas if he can get it here? Oh, Earn first. Got to get your essentials.
Earn into Midas seems to be his build.
Yeah.
And then from there, he looks at the game. If he needs like a BKB to get out of silences, he does that. I've seen him go Shivers. It's normally pretty flexible after that.
But the real story here is this bottom lane, where we're seeing Burning again just kind of being neutered a bit. 27 and 8 CS seems pretty good, but on the other side is a Void at 23 CS, getting a lot. Faceless Voids really being able to get to their stride sooner is...
And OD at mid, dying like twice in a row, getting kind of crushed there. It's even on CS, but the Death Prophet, I think, has a big advantage now based on the fact he's getting these kills over the OD.
That loud yell means that Fenrir is looking for blood all the way at the bottom lane. Trying to make it go for little Lanham here.
Death Prophet's down here with Exorcism, though.
And they have a Faceless Void, so Fenrir, hopefully...
He'll see that the Death Prophet
bite
Exorcism
off
now.
more than he can chew. No, he sees the ghost come out, and they actually call for more hands on deck.
Reincarnation, though. Very hard fight for Vici to take without the level 6 Wraith King.
They're trying their best to clear out the way. It's the spirits flying out here from Ice as he tries to de-aggro away from the tower. Lanham just takes out Burning, it looks like, while 11 commits on him. Once the Wraith King is down, they know it's their time. They're moving in, but Daryl's going to Icarus dive away from trouble and is going to be forced to pull out the egg to just save his own life. They're committing it with the creeps to try to snap the egg, and they'll get it. EHOME looking damn unstoppable this series. They move forward after taking out 3. Vici Gaming had to hightail it the hell out of there.
Oh, EHOME's playing some scary aggressive Dota. They're playing like, this is like what you'd normally call CIS Dota, man.
Yeah.
Just like run at you, don't stop. You've got a Chen. Now, our Chen's level 2, we don't care. We're just diving your tower. Death Prophet, like how many Death Prophets are we seeing get level 6 and immediately use their ultimate mid for a kill, come bottom, immediately use again? Most Death Prophets by 10 minutes, you're lucky to have seen one ultimate.
It's a nice little catch right there for Super into the Sanity's Eclipse. Now he is going to be juggling around a coconut, it looks like, between him and Burning, and that Soul Siphon, man, does begin to suck him down, but look at this now. He's going to get locked up. Charges coming out. And Old Chicken now could be in a bit of trouble. They're going to get the kill on the OD, so it may make it worth it. But eventually the Death Prophet will be deceased. And still up in the face here. Creeps just staggered all about. It still feels like EHOME have this like triumphant army hanging around here. And they all are going to finally pull out the retreat.
They kind of like commit pretty hard there, but they still trade evenly. It was like 2 for 2. OD for Death Prophet. The Death Prophet's kind of worth more at this stage just because she's doing better. But it's not like they completely overextend and Vici are like, yeah, we got a big swing. They still lose this. This OD is OD at this stage is kind of more farm dependent than the Death Prophet just by nature, and hasn't even got any small basic items up. So OD is in Struggle City.
A Mask of Madness here for
That's a
CTY. So this is a nice little change-up. What was it, 6.84 that we had to put up with this garbage?
8.3? I don't know.
8.384, the era of the Troll Jug Sniper.
The ho-ho-ha-ha era, yeah.
You know, and there was obvious tweaks at that point. You know, the potential to be able to do Roches easily, you know, has obviously been taken away, but it's still very much feasible. He's still going to be a very highly accelerated farmer. It's fun, man, and it's a big fighting build.
3 exorcisms by 10 minutes. That actually blows my mind. We're seeing Exorcism used this aggressively and constantly.
It's EHOME with the pedal to the frickin' metal, man. And now they're just going to be following it up, reaping in all the rewards as they clear out more Tier 1s, it would appear. And Vici Gaming, they recognize they cannot take a team fight at this point. They can't hold a candle to the advantage that EHOME have already been blessed with here. They just have to find the recovery. I mean, for the first time the whole game, I mean, Burning has a lane to himself at the bottom, which is nice, but EHOME are getting so much, elsewhere.
And the crazy thing is Vici Gaming made the decision not to go greedy this game because they were worried about the same thing as last game happening. Like, okay, let's pick Wraith King, more of a fighting carry. Let's pick Phoenix, who's more of a team fighter, better at kind of controlling the tempo of the game. OD, who can go for these cheap items like drums. And even OD fights pretty well early on because of the way we're seeing the itemization. But despite all that, EHOME are just outplaying them and just hitting their timings a lot earlier than Vici Gaming right now. The one area where Vici got a little greedy was the Shadow Shaman support, but other than that, this is a very kind of early to mid-game focused lineup for them.
Armlet pickup for the Mighty King here. Burning, so, I mean, calling out that they need to make a fight happen. That's one of the best fighting kind of gears you could ask for its price point, I guess.
Rosh. They do this Rosh so early. This is the second game in a row. It's this like 10-minute Roshan. And
doing work early is the EHOME theme right now.
To stop.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Death Prov I think just scouting. Just tracking, burning, making sure they know and they have vision should they come into contest.
But if he
Rosh.
keeps going up a bit and even dares go near the rune,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna see the message now and he's like, what? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. He's surrounded and he thinks he's confident. He wants to move in. Yeah, he has the reincarnation, but here we go. Chrono gonna be popped right now. They're gonna hit the egg real quick. Oh, old 11 can't really decide on what he wants to get. They are gonna be able to crack the egg, but 11 will be the exchange. It's a 2-for-1 trade already. Burning looking to go in. Death Ward gonna be dropped right now. They don't have the stun to stop Kaka from doing it, so they're gonna lose the first life of Burning. They lost 3 others already. On the return,
Kaka.
Burning and Kaka. Oh, the big crit damage. Grabs the haste rune. He's gotta go. Get out of there, little man.
Why are they chasing the Spirit Breaker? Help your Witch Doctor support! Come on, guys!
What is this? They killed Wraith King once, and they're like, oh, you're fine. You can deal with the Wraith King. We're going to kill Fenrir, and they will kill Fenrir. Oh. He gets chased down. Oh.
They slash him apart, man.
They completely abandoned the poor Witch Doctor there. I'm so glad he lived.
He's fine. He's right there.
Yeah, he's fine now. Whew.
17-8 EHOME, way out in front on what many would have probably considered Vici being the favorites in the series, maybe even in the tournament from what we saw through the group stage.
EHOME have kind of had Vici's number for some time. It's starting around Frankfurt when they beat them in that lower bracket match to get into the top 3. It was EHOME who knocked Vici out. It's like since then, it's been kind of this weird story where Vici Gaming just don't match up that well against EHOME for whatever reason.
They just got the tower bottom. Now this is Exorcism. They get the tower mid lane. The net worth continues to go up and up and up here for EHOME, man.
And they're objective after objective. This is scary how many towers are dropping this early on. 4 Exorcisms already used, and EHOME are not stopping. With this Chen, they are playing incredibly fast pace.
And we're like teasing the idea of killing himself. I don't know. Like that's not a jump you want to be making. Yeah. It's just, this is like a tough situation for Vici. It's just that feeling of helplessness. Like you really have to pull out a cheeky kind of play like this one here to try to grind yourself back into.
I gotta imagine, like even though they're CSing all right, they've just been dying so much, losing so many towers. It's probably a pretty big gold lead and net worth advantage for EHOME now. Yeah, all 3 of the top 5. Chen, number 3 on the net worth, is out-farming all of the Vici Gaming cores. A 10k gold lead 14 minutes in. It's a Wraith King. And Wraith King, normally early on, you're like, oh, he'll get kited later on when the 4 stuffs, the Ghost Scepter's coming out. He's already getting kited by all the Chen summons, the cask, everything.
Oh, they're going to see an approaching army coming from the low ground here. Fenrir might be the guy who has to tank the gank. He gets stunned up. They're like, do we save him? No, it's going to be too late. Oh, Chrono catches, but look at FY in a little corner. We'll be able to lock him down. They look to turn it onto him, but he gets a good leap out. Death Ward going to be dropped right now. We'll hustle back the rest of Vici. They lose Fenrir, but they got to get the hell out.
Yeah. It was nice control of 11 in the Chrono, but he was kind of just chronoing to help his team. He doesn't really care if he's not doing damage. And they get 2 kills. They farm up all the Serpent Wards. They can push on here.
2 minutes left of this Aegis.
Well, Exorcism's back up soon, I believe.
I think they should, just give it a go.
Yeah, what's the Death Prophet status as far as Exorcism goes? It should be, 15 seconds. They should be able to get the T2 tower without it, and then High Ground is a legit possibility. No Serpent Wards. There is a Phoenix Supernova, but they've proven time and time again they can deal with the Supernova.
It's still level 1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a Mask of Madness Jug. I mean, they'll be able to take that down, no problem. A lot of pressure on
Greaves already? Jeez. Good luck doing any right-click damage in a team fight for the Wraith King. Good against the Serpent Wards as well with the Aura. And I think something really undervalued about the Greaves, which is where it's like, okay, even if the Aura and the HP regen isn't that great, it's a much shorter cooldown than the mech. And it's this constant heal where I think it's 20 to 25 seconds shorter than the mech cooldown. And that just means like when you're looking to continually fight and push, it's 40 seconds instead of 65, I believe, for the mech, and that just means it's up that much more often. And that's something where the Ags got nerfed, but Greaves is still amazing for a constant AoE heal for your team.
So much ridiculous sustain for the team, for the army,
yeah,
for the greater good.
Witch Doctor as well with Voodoo Restoration.
It's like Lord of the Rings charging down this mid lane, and now bring out the spooky ghosts. They ascend up the staircase to Tier 3 in jeopardy. Vici Gaming, what the hell are you going to do to stop EHOME from getting in your home? Get them the hell out.
Well, after 3 almost hour-long games from Secret, we're going to see 2 20-minute stomps here. It feels like. Whew.
Who'd have thunk, man? Okay.
Surely not me.
All right, well, Tier 3 down. Almost feels effortless at this point. Vici Gaming at risk of getting bumped down fast. Fenrir says we got to do something about it, and they're charging and catching on the way out, and Fenrir
God,
nearly
Fenrir.
dead. He's out, man. Oh, man, and they already lost the first life of
What a
burning.
chrono.
11 on the back line.
He can't
Gotta
get
get,
the
they
Nova.
can't even get the egg off. This is an absolute disaster
It's
for
GG.
Vici Gaming. It's going to be over. Another
They
pre-20
tap out
minute
here, I
GG.
think.
Oh, my God. EHOME are in town. They're at home court advantage, and they're feeling pretty damn good.
China's back. Well, maybe not Vici Gaming. EHOME, though, crushing. Buyback from the Phoenix here, but... Just not even go for the... Okay, dieback. Yes, misplay, but that has nothing to do with what's going on right now, which is just EHOME
And we're done.
destruction.
Well,
That was
that
a
was
sight to see.
That felt like a half-hour series right there. That was crazy, man. EHOME.
It was
Look out
just
for EHOME, man.
phenomenal Dota, and it's one of those things where I don't even feel like, man, I just had 2 20-minute games, like that was boring and one-sided. I feel like, holy crap, I just watched like some of the best play on the best play on the new patch I've
Lanham.
seen. Maybe
Lanham's Chen, 8-0. This guy is tenacious.
yeah. Reminiscent of what like Alliance in the Starlight Finals, just absolutely destroying EG. That's what EHOME did here. Like the team who looked like they're one of the best teams right now, they're like, nah, we can crush you 20 minutes, 2 games in a row, no problem.
It's so crazy, man, because I felt it. It felt like you felt like Vici Gaming. We're like, okay, we learned from game number 1. We're gonna have the tools for a fight. Win that, but again, just EHOME are like, nope, we're gonna stop you before you even get to that point.
They exploited every weakness in Vici's lanes. Like they sent the Chen down bottom early on because Vici Gaming loved to roam with the Spirit Breaker, and FY even played kind of greedy in that he looked to roam as well. FY and Fenrir, they support you, who kind of roam together a lot, love to apply pressure, but it left Burning alone. It left him vulnerable and weak. He got pressured by the Chen, then FY realized too late that it was a problem when he went down bottom, then he started dying. And the lanes just kind of fell apart from there, and EHOME just capitalized on any weakness on the Vici Gaming side.
So Vici Gaming will be down, but not out. They will be forced to battle their way out from the lower bracket if they want to get some revenge onto EHOME, or whoever will be, sought in the later rounds. EHOME's just secured their spot on forward, and we might be going into quite a break right now. I assume they're going to try to stay on schedule.
We were behind schedule before that, but I'm sure we're not anymore.
So I believe that means our next series is going to be OG versus LGD.
Yep.
Okay, great. That also should be an exciting one. So looking forward to it here. But yeah, I believe we're going to have a bit of a break. We'll do our best to give you an ETA on when the action will continue. But I mean, if you blink, if you miss it, that whole series comes and goes.
Yeah, the games are going to start at the scheduled time. So basically, they're not going to move them up because the previous series ended early.
50 minutes, according to our producer, is the scheduled time. So see you back in about an hour as we return to more MDL action. It's going to be OG versus LGD. That's GoDz. I'm KotLGuy, and we'll see you soon for more Mars TV.
Never look back and never give. Never give. Never give. Never look back and never give. Never look back and never give. Never look back and never give. Never give.